Welcome to Digital Changemakers Podcast.
It's a beautiful feeling, Sanghamitra. I was sure that this is where I want to work, this is where I want to be known as, this is where I want to belong. There is no choice. You don't have a choice but to be relevant on the digital media. To see myself as a public speaker, I have not got too many.
Hey Ketan, welcome to Digital Changemakers Podcast, and I'm so happy to have you here as a DC award winner.
My pleasure, Sanghamitra. It's been a lovely journey with you. Such a nice honor. Thank you.
And Ketan, how does it really feel to be a part of this whole journey and actually travel from absolutely nowhere to now being a 10 lakhs DC award winner?
It's a beautiful feeling, Sanghamitra. But I think for the kind of small little things that you have to do to arrive to this point, I really feel proud that yes, I've been able to follow the journey, follow the process very well and reach here. So it's a beautiful feeling.
Super awesome. And Ketan, you had already actually done a lot in your career.
Yes.
Had been already into the big force.
Yes.
Now, what really made you think about that at this juncture of your journey, you want to start something digitally?
Okay. So Sanghamitra, just around the time I was turning 60, which was in 23, I felt that I have done enough of my software and the big corporate kind of engagement. I want to do something for myself in my 60s, which is more on the consulting and coaching side. So that was obviously a kind of a calculated calling, and I thought I had enough experience to be able to benefit the rest. Having said that, ILH kind of an exposure didn't give me the kind of identity and the presence I wanted, right? So yes, I was groomed well, I was comfortable, but there was an element of identity loss. When I looked at the way you were conducting and the kind of 21-day VCC challenge, etc. started, I was sure that this is where I want to work, this is where I want to be known as, this is where I want to belong. And that's really got me into the journey and then with DCC forever.
And how was that challenge? Was that challenge really a challenge?
Boy, that was like no challenge ever I've done before. It was more difficult than starting up a new business, actually, if I may tell you. Because the fact was that I've never done a selfie to myself. And here you were telling us to do one video every day. And for whatever my children kind of told me is that please don't post any of those things that you record because you are no good in videos and all those pictures. But Sanghamitra, in the 21 days, the way you kind of upped the challenge, the way we were learning new things by the week, playing around, practicing, I think it got me into a mode which made me feel very comfortable. So when I got done with the challenge, I felt I was okay to do videos, and I actually did videos, after that. So it was a huge transformation, if I may say.
And even I remember, Ketan, that when we all started, the entire group, when they started, every single day, that task, people would be really waiting for it.
Yes.
Now I want to generally ask you that, Ketan, every single day there was something to be done. And you never knew in advance what is to be done.
Right.
So how was that feeling? Was it really giving you very anxious feeling, jittery feeling, or how was that feeling all about?
I think there was a little less of an anxiety, but I was very sure that the time the task is announced and you will kind of brief us in the morning session, I will make it happen. So somewhere that huge commitment to being in the game and not letting any day slip by was a total commitment. Once I remember, I had something lined up during my day with my clients' meetings and all that. And I had only at 8:30 that I had to start. But I took my entire camera gear and the LED lights and everything home. I set it up home, and at 11:30 I was recording my video when my family guys were wondering, looking at me in the room saying, hey, what is this guy doing, But I was very sure that I'll keep up to the challenge and I'll never let you down, because if I let you down, I've let myself down. I think that was a kind of, respect we had for you, and the way you were taking care of us. It was a unique feeling, trust me.
And how did the family actually reacted to the whole challenge? You holding the camera and then making the videos.
They couldn't believe it, and I think at the end of the day, felt that we never knew you can do this, And honestly, I used to show them our videos, which were recorded and all that. So they were saying, okay, looks like you're not as bad as we thought you are, So it was like I was, kind of getting their laurels, if I may say. The word of appreciation actually added confidence to me.
Super awesome. Ketan, this journey was really a testament of anybody and everybody need to go through this whole process of making the videos.
Yes.
And if you have to tell about maybe what was the most difficult thing you faced in this whole 90 days challenge, what would be that?
90-day challenge. So we come to 90-day challenge.
Whatever, any challenge of making the videos, what is that one thing which probably sometimes you got blocked and you found it difficult to overcome?
Okay, so Sanghamitra, the script that we were to make, especially one of the script that you had was that A, B, C, D, E, and we had to look into the camera and talk about it. I mean, I didn't have the ability to remember so many words. So I would actually make posters behind the camera, do so many cheating stuffs that I can do, but make sure that I follow the instruction and yet deliver something which is worthwhile, So I guess that turned out to be a little more catchy. But as weeks went by, I started becoming more creative to myself. I think that was in the first week. That challenge came in the first week. But as those prop things came and the editing things came and all of that, I think I started finding a little more comfort. I started finding a little more creative side of me kind of awakened, if I may say. So then it was fun. We were enjoying the daily activity.
Yes. And if you want to step back into that challenge, I want to check out right now that what did this challenge actually give you? What would be that, Ketan, for you?
Sanghamitra, I took to Canva out of this challenge. I took to editing. And I can tell you, now I'm editing my videos very well. Reasonably well. Very well is a wrong word to use, but reasonably well. I am happy. I know I can do better, but then it requires a bit of time, which currently under my work pressure, it is not possible to spend. So I guess the whole friendliness with the camera, to be able to talk into the camera and to be able to edit. I think these were two, a huge gain for me, huge.
And internally, what it shifted inside you? Is there anything that you have realized that it's not an external shift, but there is an internal shift which has happened?
I think we hold ourselves with reservations. We hold ourselves with, how people will look at it. Just play it out, yeah. There is no perfection required, Just be one with the camera and speak your heart out. And that's all it takes. So, that's really what I kind of learned.
And so many people, Ketan, they find it so difficult to even look at the camera and even talk a single sentence.
True.
What did you do to yourself to overcome that feeling of not being able to even take a selfie to now becoming a super 100 speaker?
So Sanghamitra, yes, you are right. This video conference challenge and the success grant, those super speaker contest came at the similar time. And thankfully, I was a part of VCC, so I could do that much better. I think somewhere it was like this, that I want to make it happen. So while I was doing my super speaker, in the 500, I said, okay, I'm not going to be there because there are so many younger, much fresher faces. And I remember one of my friend, Mayur, he said that if you think you're not going to pass the super 500, threshold, then why appear at all? Just give it up. And I said, that's not me. I am not the guy to give up. So I said, no, Mayur, that doesn't sound right. Then he said, you better work it out. And I said, oh boy, he's so right.
Yeah.
And I said, now I'm not giving in. So in Super 500, I put double my effort. I said, I want to just make it happen. I practiced a little more. And thankfully, credits to Mayur, you actually opened up my eyes to it. And I actually qualified as Super 100.
And how does it feel now to have the journey from nowhere to a Speaker 500 and now earning multiple lakhs in a month?
Oh, well, it's a very beautiful feeling, Sanghamitra. Trust me, we all start new journey because it's an unknown journey. We've not traveled it before. The digital coaching by itself was something very new to us. We got introduced to the whole of it with you under your guidance. Never thought this would be possible. Never thought it is going to happen. We simply followed the path, but at the path kind of, got us through, we started seeing larger possibilities. And the moment we started seeing larger possibilities, we started feeling more and more confident. So today I can tell you, there is a lot larger confidence now in being able to keep up with the momentum and keep growing.
Very nice. And has there been a fun moment any single time that you laughed on yourself? Oh, what am I doing? Really? Literally?
Uh, Somewhere at the end of my one of the coaching session, which lasted for 3 hours, and all my people were, active. I said, guys, it's been a long time. I need a bio break. Please allow me, And I could believe myself that, I needed a bio break, but they were all attentively attending, listening to the whole session. So I think somewhere the whole feeling that you are able to captivate attention and you are able to deliver value to people who are with you for 3 long hours, was a moment of pride. At the same time, I said, wow, this is something and we actually said 5 minutes later, we'll reconnect. They all went, they all came back. So it was not like we were getting any drops. So I think it was a kind of reinforcement in what I was doing. But well, it was a moment which I couldn't, really forget.
I can't feel so loud on the podcast, but yes, I want to tell you that Ketan, this itself shows how people are getting connected to you and the dedication that they're really having for you. But how did this whole journey started? How did you actually start and launch yourself where so many people, they think through it's so difficult to be done?
Yeah. But Sanghamitra, before I actually answer this question, I would rather go back and just support what you said, that so many people connect with you. If you remember in one of the sessions, I had said that if there is somebody I want to be like, okay, I'd said it in the, in our call itself. I said, it be like you, okay? And I think I'd written a message or whatever that also I was written. I was a little verbose in that time. So that your ability to capture attention of people was something that I've observed a lot of time. I've myself not been able to give up on the sessions that you conduct. So I have tried to use some of those best practices that are you playing out. And hopefully to the extent it worked, it has worked better. I think intent is what people see. So you could not be perfect and you don't need to be perfect. Okay. Your intent kind of reaches out to the guy and they know that you are conveying. So to that extent, I think that value exchange that happened with me and my community, it came from the fact that they saw that I'm actually well intended and I'm doing everything possible to deliver value to them. So I think that's really where value system I took from you and I delivered, and I'm thankful that, my community received it well. Coming to your question, sorry, I kind of missed out.
How was that journey? How did you actually start where people think it to be so difficult to take it to the digital coaching level, but you started it?
Yeah, so Sanghamitra, frankly, I always felt that I'm kind of good as a communicator, but in a private group. Okay, to see myself as a public speaker, I have not got too many chances also. At the same time, I have not seen myself as one. All right. So when I kind of went through this kind of webinar situation where there are 14 faces, 20 faces at some point of time, I used to be a little more conscious initially. Again, when you see people responding, when you see people chatting, when people see, thumbs ups, it kind of reinforces that. So the journey basically started with a whole lot of reservation and hesitation. I somewhere felt that you were pushing us into the game. I mean, I was not ready for a webinar. At that point of time, I said, Sanghamitra is telling us to do something too early, not giving us enough space. But no, Ketan, you must do it. No, Ketan, you must do it. And then I was doing it. From that barrier broken to now conducting it as a matter of practice, as a matter of my weeks, I think it's been a long way. You have to break your barrier. That's the biggest difficulty. And I guess you're pushing us to actually witness what you fear the most, face what you fear the most. Made me break my barrier. So frankly,
super awesome, and I'm glad that you broke that barrier. And I realized that there are so many people holding on to those barriers, especially from the community of practitioners.
Yes.
For people who are into the CAs and the law and all the people who belong to your fraternity, what are the top 3 barriers you see that people are holding back and they're really not able to break it?
Okay, so honestly, while I've been able to groom myself with a reasonably well-built practice, yes, there is a lot more to do, which I will anyway work on. But my community is not able to spend so much time in implementing the learnings. Mm-hmm. So as I see the whole 90-day challenge that I rolled out in my couple of iterations, I've not got any one change catalyst. So nobody completes the challenge. So that's really where the chartered accountants, they in fact come back to me and tell me that, do you think I need to be a driver to drive a car I mean, I want to be chauffeured in a car. Do I need to learn driving? So the community is already a little more busy with their own time commitments. They are not able to give so much time. To that extent, I feel I'm a little let down by whatever I want them to, experience transformation. But their honest requirement, and they all agree, is to craft their differentiation, which is unfortunately like everybody else. So none of them have their branded differentiation. Okay, that they're receiving it very well, that they're working on it very well. And I guess most realize that they have got their barriers, up in terms of social media communication. We've not communicated. So in one of the videos, when you asked us to do a video in public, I remember speaking to my community saying, guys, we must be in the social media space because the young boys are going to take us over.
Yes.
So I think those are the two larger problems of the community as a barrier. And third, I understand is that the time value is a lot more. They will not be able to give me so much time. So, something will have to be done to make them, elevate from their just learning and not implementing.
And if you just have to give one evolution strategy to the entire community of practitioners, what would be that evolution strategy you would want to suggest for them so that they are able to see themselves digitally well?
Sanghamitra, I think they're not giving enough relevance to this media as a differentiator. Okay. See, we have, as a community, we have been engaged with our in-person communication and in-person seminars and webinars and all that. So there are Chamber of Tax Consultants, there are, Bombay Chartered Accountant Society, there are legal bar associations, all of that. So they are all there. They present themselves there because they feel that that's what, brings them differentiated amongst the community. Digital as a medium, they have not caught on to. Okay. Now, the only way I convince them is that, guys, here is one effort you take to reach out to thousands and thousands, and you don't know how many more you'll reach out to with your message by just taking one effort and one investment. So investment in a digital, media is a more rewarding investment, and that is worthy you rather than keep repeating the same thing at multiple forums. So I guess there has been a kind of transition, but it's going to take us a little while. So we are as a community more physical oriented than digital oriented. I mean, that's really currently the transition that is taking place.
Super awesome. And Ketan, what would be your last 3-word advice to anybody who's watching this podcast to even come forward and break the barrier and start going digital?
Go for it. Simply because there is no choice. You don't have a choice but to be relevant on the digital medium. That's the first this thing. The younger boys and the digital technology surely there to take over if you're not aligned to it. So that's really the relevance of digital medium. Implement the whole lot of technology suite, which will make you play the automation game and scale up, which is something that you're not doing enough. We are still a little more conservative, doing the physical manner of deliverables and all that. And 3, productize your offering. And don't just work with bespoke offering where your time is, kind of invested in every deliverable instead of a standard play which can be delegated much more easily and much more better. Because that's the only way you can scale, and scale is going to be absolutely relevant in times to come.
Super awesome, Ketan. And I'm so glad that you are taking care of digitizing the entire practitioners community. All the best for whatever you are doing. And congratulations once more for being a DCA award winner. Your next step of 1 crore Changemaker is just on your way.
I can see that happening, Sanghamitra. And under your guidance and under this inspiration of the community, surely 1 crore is not too far now.
Super awesome, guys. And this is the story of transformation from somebody who never took a selfie to being on the spotlight just now. Ketan Raiyani, you're watching his story. And if you want to watch more such stories of transformation, simply subscribe to this particular channel and hit the bell button as well, so that every single time I release a new story like this, you will be notified about it. And if you want to be a part of the success story, and someday I will make a podcast with you as your success transformation, sign up on the link which is given below, be a part of my masterclass, and come and join our action-oriented, super supportive community called Digital Changemakers Academy. And you are watching one of the beautiful podcast called the Digital Changemakers Podcast. See you again.